how to negotiate at CarMax, Carvana, all those one-price dealerships, Dad. How can you actually negotiate? And we all know if it's taxable, it's negotiable, and the car's taxable, but they all claim to be, negotiation free. But what can you actually negotiate, Dad, at a one-price dealership?
If you need to know what's going on in the world when it comes to how to buy a car, you need to visit yourautoadvocate.com, because at Your Auto Advocate, we put together the market price report, also known as the MPR. And Zach and his team are working on a browser extension and other things that are going to help level the playing field when it comes to you buying your next car. So go to yourautoadvocate.com, check it out, check out what we're doing, check out how we can help you. How was that, Zach?
It was good. I mean, the only thing is, he said Zach and his team, when we are the team, you know what I mean? So I feel like you can just own it a little bit more, but we'll work on it. We'll see. Let us know in the comments down below, 1 out of 10, how was my dad's promo for ourselves right there?
Well, I might take direction well. I don't take criticism well. I'm not doing another damn promo for you.
We are officially casting for a dad stand-in. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Dad. Okay, I'm totally joking. Before I get flamed by our dear friends and our audience, let's jump into today's video, Dad. We're talking about, it's like a secrets revealed, clickbaity title of the year, of the decade.
Oh, really? I can't wait.
How to negotiate at CarMax, Carvana, all those one-price dealerships, Dad. How can you actually negotiate? And we all know if it's taxable, it's negotiable, and the car's taxable, but they all claim to be, negotiation free. But what can you actually negotiate, Dad, at a one-price dealership?
Well, you can negotiate the interest rate on a car loan, that if you need a car loan, or you can negotiate any finance programs that might be sold to you by the F&I people, gap insurance, dent and ding, windshield protection, your favorite tire and wheel. There's so many different things that you can negotiate. Extended service contracts. Just because they tell you it's $3,995 doesn't mean, well, that's what you have to pay for it. They have sales goals and sales objectives just like salespeople do. And their compensation is based on hitting certain percentages of attainment of sales of service contracts, extended warranties, gap insurance, things of that nature. So that encourages them to take, less than what they would initially be asking for something. So you can negotiate your interest rate, and you can negotiate on any of the options that you might choose to go with in the finance department. But when it comes to the price of the car, you can't negotiate that.
Yeah, no, but I think it's really important because a lot of people don't recognize that, sure, it's a one-price store, negotiation free, and this extends beyond CarMax and Carvana and whoever else does. Auto lenders, I think, is someone in your area, Dad, that does one-price selling. Sure, the price of the car is the price of the car. That's fine. That's good and well. And a lot of these companies are publicly traded. You can look up and see how much money they make selling the literal car. It's not where they make most of their profit. They make most of their profit selling the loan origination, where we've talked about it before in the past. We can try and link in the eye thing on the screen, to one of the past videos. Nice watch today.
Yes, thank you.
But they mark up. There's a spread on the buy rate and the sell rate. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure this out. Carvana has a direct relationship with Capital One. Okay, they move 200,000 cars a year. They get a really good buy rate. It's your theory, Dad, that you've always talked about.
I've talked about this. I've mentioned that there's a buy rate and a sell rate that dealerships, because of their buying power, get to buy the money for less than you could if you went to the bank directly, and that they then mark it up to the customer when they put them in the loan. Yeah, that's a big way to make profit in finance. If you're financing a $50,000 car or a $50,000 loan, and there's a 2-point spread from the buy rate to the sell rate, Well, that translates into a lot of money over a 5 or 6 year loan that the dealership gets paid on right away. So, yes, that's a big area. Banks and dealerships, it's not that they're in cahoots. It's just that the bank understands that, they might be getting $200 million in loans from this car dealership, and there's a reward for that. And then, like I said before, the compensation plans for finance managers are based on penetration of various products that are sold, and those are big profit areas for any dealership, not just Vroom and CarMax and Carvana and Auto. It's every car dealership. That's where the money's made. We're living in a strange time right now because of inventory shortages, that money is actually being made on the front end. There's substantially more front end gross profit on new cars than there normally is. Normally it hovers around, on average, $250 to $300 per new car sold, and today it's probably closer to $1,000. But once inventory levels return to normal, well, guess what's going to happen? The amount that the dealers are making per car is going to go back down to what is normal, which is about $300 per new car.
Yeah, but I think it's important, Ed, because you just jumped to new cars. I mean, when we are talking about a lot of the one-price dealers, most of them are a used car. And so a lot of them, you can look it up, they make $1,000 selling a used car usually, and then they're making $1,500, $1,800 on the back end. And I just want to reiterate, title of videos, how you can negotiate at CarMax and one-price dealership. You can negotiate these back-end pieces. Of course, you don't have to buy them and you don't have to originate your loan with them, but it's important to recognize that your life will actually be a bit easier if you originate the loan with them. That's part of their selling proposition as well. The paperwork's super easy.
Yeah, that's part of the allure. They're going to make everything super easy for you. They've taken all the challenges out of it for you because you don't have to be a good negotiator or a bad negotiator. Everybody pays the same. But that doesn't have to be the case in the back end portion of it, just the front end.
And I'll mention one tactic that's used in a lot of these settings to sell what my dad described, the vehicle service contractor, you'll hear it called an extended warranty, or the tire and wheel, whatever it is. You'll see it positioned as rolled into your loan. Okay, so if you're about to take out a loan and speak to this, Dad, if you don't mind, after I say my piece and then be quiet. If you're getting a $25,000 loan and then you're rolling into it a $2,000 extended warranty, oh, well, your monthly payment only goes up by $6 a month, so it's a no-brainer, just do it, right? But on that $2,000 extended warranty, the dealership is probably only buying that for $400, $500, if that. The margins there can be really incredible, but the tactic is to roll it into your financing. Don't be swayed by that. You can still negotiate the price. And you also don't have to buy those products from the dealer. You could go shop it at another dealership. You could go to an independent company that sells those products. You don't have to take it right there and then.
No, but the beauty of taking it right there and then is it gets rolled into the loan. It's not a separate transaction. If you buy it outside of the dealership, well, you have to figure out how you're paying for it. Are you paying cash for those items? Are you putting it on a credit card? How are you paying for it? And the dealership's going to tell you, hey, we can roll all this into your loan, and your payment goes from $380 to $410. It's only $30 a month or whatever it is. Now, here's the other thing that you have to think about when you do that. There are loan guidelines set up by the banks as to how much they're willing to finance. And if somebody doesn't have a lot of cash down, and you're trying to sell them all these products, well, that's going to put you out of what the bank would be willing to finance on that car when you put tax and tags and all the other things. And they want to be at 120% of average price. It makes it difficult. One thing I have seen recently is the average length of the loan has gone up, I don't know, like maybe 6 months. less than that probably. The average payment has gone up maybe $5 or $6 or $10 a month. But what has gone up significantly is the amount of cash down coming from the customers. And the reason for that is because the pre-owned cars are so overpriced and overvalued at the moment because of shortages that the dealerships need the customers to come up with more cash down in order to fit it into the guidelines that the banks will finance. So
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, the average down payments jumped from around $2,500 to over $3,300. That's significant, but that's because the values don't match up anymore.
Well, be sure to tune into our weekly, market updates. In this particular video, though, hopefully you've taken home this idea. You can go to a one-price dealership. You can pay the one price for the car. You can negotiate on everything else. And if you take nothing else away from this, recognize that. You don't have to just sign the dotted line on everything. And we'll do an outro here, yourautoadvocate.com. We have the out-the-door price calculator that we worked on a few months ago back on the website, the upcoming browser extension, my dad's face with his insights shared right there with you. There it is.
Yes.
On Car Gurus, cars.com when you're on a dealer's website, the dashboard with the market price report, with the negotiability score and other vehicles in your area. We're just trying to build the pieces of the puzzle that you need so that you can be more confident going through this process. And hopefully we'll see in a couple of weeks here when it's all released if we've done a good job or not.
I'll say one thing. If my face pops up on the browser all the time, it's either going to scare the shit out of the customer or scare the shit out of the salesman. One of the two.
Well, hopefully the salesperson never sees it. This is meant for buyers. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Thank you for your time, Dad. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, handsome. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.